For the Houston Rockets, the number 23 and 24 overall picks on the NBA lottery still have potential to speed up our rebuild and have some elite offensive and defensive players. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video on Mano Sports Talk. I am your host Mano, and in this video I'm doing my top prospects, our top choices for the number 23 and 24 overall picks. And my number one guy is Tre Mann. We're going to start off with him from Florida. The 6'5", 190, 20-year-old has been a really one of the best guards in this NBA draft lottery, especially coming down to those late 20s. You know, he may not be available at that time, but you know, he's probably my top pick for us, especially because he's shooting around 40% from three. We are not the best three-point shooting team. You know last year what happened. We were not shooting good from three. He shoots 40% from three, 16 points per game, solid free throw shooter, 83% from the free throw line, and a steal and 4 assists. He's very high level offensively and also a pretty decent passer, and he has a great pace and some moves to get past the defender. He can also make shots in awkward positions. He also has a really good step back like James Harden. He can also have a pretty good drive off that, and he's not really the most athletic, but assuming we get Jalen Green, I think he would be a good scorer off the bench. He would obviously need to build a bit more body and get some improvements defensively, but I think he could be a really good pick developing wise. He can score and create, and we would need that off the bench as well as a combo guard with a really good three-point shot, some person that can shoot deep as well. And now for our other pick, I think it should be Chris Duarte. Chris Duarte is a really good choice here at 6'6", 190, the shooting guard from Oregon. He's slightly older, 24 years old, but I think he can, be a leader in the locker room at 24 years old. He's the most ready prospect in this draft. We already know not a good three-point shooting team. He's a really good sharpshooter, NBA level jumper, which is really nice. And he's pretty good defensively as well. He can guard multiple positions. He'll be ready day one, 17 points per game, 42% from three, 81% from the free throw line, 53% from the field. He can rebound the ball solid. NBA comparison is kind of like a John Starks, and he's a really good decision maker as well as a great finisher and a smart player overall. He can steal the ball with his great hands, and he can really guard a multitude of positions with his size and strength as well, and can box out as well as being a good rebounder. Not too athletic, but I think he can develop as a really good 3-and-D player for us. And now, Ayo Dosunmu, I hope I pronounced his name right. I think he could be an interesting pick here, especially because of Tre Mann may not be available. He might already be taken. Dosunmu is 6'5", 195 from Illinois, 21-year-old. He's a pretty good scorer as well, 20 points per game, 38% from three. Really good shooter, 50% from the field, and not too great of a free throw shooter, which is one of his problems. But 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Very good basketball IQ, pretty smart player. Plus he can create and shoot and give me a good wing player. He's a great ball handler. He has a step back three as well and a passer. Plus he can attack and get rebounds as well, finish at the rim. Pretty efficient shooter and can really improve defensively. He's been improving defensively, getting steals. Again, not too athletic, not too great shooter, but he has strength and shooting, and that would be really great off the bench for us. And now, Trey Murphy is a guy I'm looking at as well. He could be available as kind of like a 3-and-D guy from Virginia, 6'9" forward, 21-year-old. Has really good size and athleticism, as well as a pretty good shooter, very efficient shooter, a great free throw shooter, 93% from the free throw line, plus a really good shooter from three, to 43% from three. His jump shot is perfect. I mean, it is beautiful. He has burst as well as strength, great catch and shooter, kind of like, we had Robert Covington. I think he can match up similar to him. Thing is, not too great of a rebounder, not too confident of himself. I think those two can improve when he's in NBA, and he'll need to improve defensively, but he has a really good potential as a shooter and improving defensively with his size. And then Jaden Springer, he's another guard, assuming Tre Mann could be taken. I put out a lot of options here for the guard positions. At 6'4", 205 shooting guard from Tennessee, at 13 points per game, 81% from the free throw line. As well as he's only 18 years old, so you're looking at some really, really good potential here. And he's also a very good defensive specialist here. And he can shoot the 3 ball 44% from 3, as well as make those difficult shots. And he can shoot really everywhere in the post and mid-range, can use screens, pick and roll, can steal, as well using hands, but not too athletic. Thing is, he turns the ball over a little bit, and he needs others to help him score. But getting that defense in that backcourt, I think, could be very interesting, especially him coming off the bench. Kind of interesting guy to choose here. But he's very polished, considering he's only a freshman, but he can score that ball. Really, really good defender, gives his heart out every night. So that's the kind of a guy you would want to have on our team. And he should be a guy available at around the 23rd overall pick. And then Zaire Williamson, if I'm saying his name right, I don't know. But either way, he's probably not going to be available. But, some mock drafts have him here, some don't. But he's really, really, really good size. 6'9", 190, and can play shooting guard and small forward. And only 19 years old from Stanford. Very, very athletic, great size and vertical. As a really good wing defender and player. And he has great ball handling considering his size. And a pretty solid jumper with a 6'10" wingspan. I think a similar comparison would be like a Blake Griffin. So he has that jump shot, can handle the ball, has a good vertical and athleticism, and he can be havoc-wrecking defensively and very versatile, and he can still develop, has a potential and can be a great rebounder. The Rockets are not too great of a rebounding team as well. And now my last two choices, really focusing on JT Thor here from Auburn. Not choosing a guy like Evan Mobley. He's not an Evan Mobley, we know that, but he's very similar to him defensively, especially because of his size. He's a power forward at 6'9", weighs 203, but that wingspan, man, it's ridiculous. 7'3" wingspan, very athletic and a great size, and has, tremendous upside. Really good versatile defender, very young and raw, but we can develop him. That has a super high ceiling. I think he can be available around that 23rd overall pick, and I think he's a guy that can really make a difference here defensively and can develop offensively. The ceiling is really high. And then Jared Butler, briefly I want to talk about him. I think he would be a great addition if he could get him, but again, the health is a problem. Is he healthy enough to play with those heart issues? But he's a really, really good player from Baylor, very complete, probably one of the best two-way players I've seen in this draft. Shooting guard, 6'3", and he can create and make his own shot. Great passer, can finish at the rim, run the offense with the pick and roll. Great defense, assignment-wise, smart, can steal. Super complete player. Not too athletic, but he gets it done otherwise. Kind of like a Brent Forbes. But I don't know about Jared Butler. It's kind of a risk with that health. But the two guys that I really want, are Trey Mann, who I think is really, really good, and then Chris Duarte, who I think is a very, very good player who we could get. So those two guys are what I'm really targeting here. But guys like Springer could be available, as well as Ayo and some other guys. So we'll see who we take, but I like Duarte and I like Mann. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please go down, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next video.